1 in 8 women in the world is at risk of getting breast cancer, while 1 in 1,000 men in the world is also at risk of getting breast cancer. Breast cancer is actually the second leading cause of death in developed countries, while in developing countries, breast cancer is the leading cause of death. Your first line relative had breast cancer, people who started their period at a very early age. That I said I wanted to debunk. Helping to suck a woman's breast usually cures cancer. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pharmacist Eradri's Corner. If this is your first time, please do well to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for joining me today, guys. As we all know, this week is Breast Cancer Awareness Week, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of an awareness and debunking a rumor that I heard. Okay, first things first, I'm going to be giving us a few statistics. Now, we should know that 1 in 8 women in the world is at risk of getting breast cancer, while 1 in 1,000 men in the world is also at risk of getting breast cancer. Quite unfortunately, we can see that women are more prone to getting breast cancer than men. You know, women may have high levels of hormones and hormonal secretions. For example, when you're seeing your period, the hormones progesterone and estrogen, they are released at higher rates. And then when this happens, the alveoli begins to replicate and multiply. As this replication is going on, there's a high risk that mutation can occur, and this mutation occurring can lead to a tumor developing. So when this tumor develops, it's most times when it's checked, they are not cancerous, while other times they can be cancerous. So mutation is one of the risk factors of cancer. This leads me to talking about risk factors of breast cancer. Now, I would want to admonish you that if you had a first line relative like a sister, a brother, mother, any of those people that ended up with breast cancer, you should be more conscious about checking yourself and screening yourself for breast cancer. I'm going to be showing you a picture of how to self-examine yourself for possible lumps in your breast. So you do this at intervals at the same time every month to check if there are any lumps in your breast, especially, as I said earlier, if your first line relative went down with breast cancer. That is very important for you to note, because breast cancer, when arrested early, gives better outcomes, like the person is at a better chance of recovering faster. So I also want to let you know something. You know, breast cancer is actually the second leading cause of death in developed countries, while in developing countries, breast cancer is the leading cause of death in women mostly. So you need to check yourself. Breast cancer usually does not come with pain. It doesn't come with pain when it first starts. The pain comes when it has already spread to surrounding tissues or organs. And when that happens, most of the time it's very difficult to manage. Due to improved medical approaches to cancer treatment, usually people can actually be in stage 4 cancer and live up to 5-10 years. That's actually, the medical profession should be applauded, because that's a great achievement, that someone is at stage 4 cancer, and if well managed, the person can live up to 5-10 years. You should also know that people who are also at risk of getting breast cancer are people who started their period at a very early age. That's ladies who started period at a very early age, or people getting their menopause at a very late age. Now, the more your menstrual cycles, the more you're at risk of getting breast cancer. It's very important to note, especially, so you have to check yourself from time to time when you know the category you fall in. So you're also at risk of getting breast cancer if you're getting older. I don't know the science behind that yet. If you're getting older, if you have dense breast, if your relative had cancer before, just as I stated earlier, and if you have had breast cancer before, then you should really be conscious about checking yourself from time to time. I'll also add to the risk factors obesity after menopause. Really, for real, we should keep track of our BMI. When I say BMI, I mean body mass index. How do you check your body mass index? Is by checking your weight. When you check your weight, you go and then you check your height, and then you divide your weight by a square of your height in meters. When you get that, you get your BMI. So you go on the internet and check the normal range of BMI. And then when you're able to get this normal range, you know where you fall, if you're underweight or you're overweight. It actually really helps because a lot of things come with being obese. Really, it comes with being obese, so we should be conscious about our weight. We should watch our weight. I'm not saying you should body shame yourself. No, that is not what I'm saying. I'm just telling you, for your health's sake, you should watch your weight. From time to time, check your BMI. If you're in the normal range, if you're not, then do something about it. Watch what you eat, exercise, and just come back to the normal range. That's very important for us to take note of. I'm going to be talking about signs of breast cancer concurrently with the screening of breast cancer. So some of the signs of breast cancer include lump in the breast. So if you're doing self-examination and you find a lump in your breast, it's best you go and see a healthcare professional. If they check and they confirm that there is a lump in it, then the screening mammogram is done. And then if they confirm that there is really a lump using the screening mammogram, then a diagnostic mammogram is done. The diagnostic mammogram usually shows a better picture of the breast to know if the lump they are seeing there is either fluid or it's solid. Quite important that you get your screening done. So another sign of breast cancer is change of shape or size of the breast, and the nipple changes, like the nipple curves in or it's pulled in. Then also we have nipple discharge, either bloody or watery. Then we also have skin changes, like the skin in the breast begins to have dimples, like you know how orange fruit usually has tiny holes on it. Okay, that's also a symptom of breast cancer. So if you see any of these signs, and you should really go to the hospital and see a doctor. It's important. It's really important, whether it's painful or not, you should go see a doctor. Especially if you do not know how to properly examine yourself, you should go see a healthcare professional to examine you. Breast cancer is not, it won't be very deadly as it is if it was arrested fast. If it was discovered fast, a lot of changes would have been. People wouldn't be dying as they are, because there are medical approaches to the treatment of breast cancer that really has good outcomes if arrested early. Methods of treatment include surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, hormonal therapy. There are new innovative methods of treating breast cancer, and it includes immunotherapy. There are possible preventive measures for you to take, like eating healthy, exercising, keeping a healthy weight, as I said before, relating to your BMI and all of that. Be physically active, reduce alcohol intake if possible, completely stop alcohol intake. If you really cannot stop it, especially if you're at risk of getting breast cancer, like a family member got it before, then you really should reduce your alcohol intake or stop it completely, because you're really at risk of getting breast cancer. And as much as possible, you should stay away from alcohol and being obese or any of the things I've mentioned earlier. So try to eat healthy, exercise, be active. Bringing me to this rumor that I said I wanted to debunk. So I was taking a class on breast cancer. I told them to ask if they had any questions, and then someone comes in and says recently he has been hearing a rumor that a man helping to suck a woman's breast usually cures cancer. He used the word cures cancer, and for real, I was taken aback. I was really taken aback, because I'm like, how? And then truth is, it's not true. That rumor, I'm debunking it now. It is not true. It is not true. A man sucking your breast would not prevent or cure breast cancer. The preventive measure that medical professionals are advising the public to do is for women to learn to breastfeed their children as much as possible. They should breastfeed their children. This helps prevent breast cancer. I also want to talk about another preventive measure. Whenever you want to take hormonal replacement therapy or any drug that contains hormones or is going to spur the stimulation or production of hormones, you should talk to your doctor or your pharmacist concerning the risk factors. I repeat, especially if a family member had cancer, you should talk to your doctor before taking anything. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you, and I hope you learned something new, and I hope you tell someone about this, because really women need to be aware of this thing so they are not caught off guard, because a lot of critical cases of breast cancer is because it was not arrested early. When you see signs, this kind of signs that I just mentioned earlier, you see these signs and then you just debunk it. You're like, it will pass. No, you don't do that. Please, if you see any of these signs, please do well to go see a healthcare professional. Thank you very much for joining me once again. Do well to hit the subscribe button and share this video. Turn on your notification bell so whenever I post a video, you get to see that I posted a video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.